right, welcome to our last learning goal of Unit 4.
Woo.
Yay! I can read and solve problems involving a circle graph. So if you remember back in Unit 3, we talked about line graphs, bar graphs, and
pictographs.
I knew there was a third one. Now we're going to talk about circle graphs. So write this one down again on a nice new beautiful piece of paper in your math notebook. And we're going to add some vocab. So a circle graph, you might also hear it referred to as a pie graph. So I have my cute little picture. Pie I've eaten and pie I have not eaten. So, it's just something to help you remember that it goes in a circle. What a circle graph really is a graph that is a divided up circle where each section represents a part of the whole. So the whole circle and then little pieces of it, little pieces of the pie. All right.
So here we have an example, and looking here, an aquarium visit and the creatures that were seen there. So let's pretend that we got to go to an aquarium. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be so fun.
The circle graph shows the animals that they saw. Which animal did they see the most? So you're going to look here and see the biggest pie section kind of thing. And we share the answer, and that should be a shark. Of course, you can see that right there. Biggest section. So now thinking about the opposite, which did they see the least? So you're going to look for your smallest little pie section there, and that should be the seal. Now we just want to make sure though, it says the next question is, can you tell how many times that they saw a shark? Can you tell that from this graph here? And you should be thinking,
this says 30% of the time, but that doesn't tell you, like, of all the times they saw an animal, 30% of it was a shark, but it doesn't really tell you how many times they actually saw a shark.
No.
So can you tell?
No, you cannot.
Not
we just want to clarify that.
Yep. But on this one, you can tell. So in this case, we have favorite pizza toppings. So John was ordering a pizza for this really big family gathering. And this circle graph shows his family's preferences. So if you look down at the key here, it'll tell you what each color represents. So the red is pepperoni, the kind of bluish grayish is cheese, ham is this like brown gold color. These are some weird colors.
Yeah.
And the people who like everything on theirs is the green. So this is the graph that you're going to be using to figure out the answers. So how many people said that cheese was their favorite topping? So I know...
It's tricky.
Yeah, I only have one piece of information. I know that 20 people said pepperoni. So if I'm looking at cheese here...
And that's the dark
It's
blue.
half of it. So half of 20 is 10.
Oh.
So 10 people.
That makes sense.
So I'm going to just fill in this little 10 here for easy reference. So 10 people prefer cheese pizza. Now, our next question, how many people said ham was their favorite? Okay, so ham is this like brownish goldish color. So I could look at this 20 and see that it looks like it's kind of split in fourths. Or if I take this one that we just figured out, cheese is 10, this looks like half of that. So half of 10 is 5. So 5 people like ham. So just a couple examples of how you can use this graph to help you solve problems. So this next one is up to you.
So let's think about if we were giving a little survey about what your favorite subject was. And let's just pretend that we wanted to find out how many people said math was their favorite subject.
Everybody, 100%.
Oh, we wish.
We wish.
Well, looking here, we can see that at least, thanks, I like to feel like I'm talking with my hands, we can see that with math, that's basically half the circle here.
Yeah.
It's a good percentage. Our one piece of information, though, that we do have is this little chunk here. We know that 15 people said reading.
So we want them to try this one, right? Before we give them the answer?
Whoops.
That's okay.
I'm going
We're
to stop
giving
talking.
you a lot of help on this one. So, actually, I think there's 2 more questions if we go straight to the question. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at here. So, okay, I will be done helping you. How many total people said reading or math? Ooh, keyword, that's all I'm saying. And then the next question is, how many total people said something besides reading or math?
Okay, so pause it and try and answer those 3 questions, and then come back and we will give you the answers. Ms. Van Dam will help you this time, but you gotta try it first.
Yes. So, going back, you should have found here that 30 people said they preferred math, because once again, we're sort of talking about how we have 15 here, and now we have to think about doubling that amount here. So you should have had 30. And I already helped you out a lot with that one. So now looking here, how many total people said reading or math? Just a nice simple addition problem. 15 plus 30, you should have gotten 45 people. Now, the next one, how many total people said something besides reading or math? So you had to think about, well, that means all of these right here, either social studies or writing or science, or maybe they like everything. So that way you're going to think about, well, if this chunk right here is 15, and now we're doing that same amount, or that same chunk, you should also have 15 again then.
Yep. All right, so now that we have given you a little bit of help, it is your turn to try and figure some out. So this circle graph represents all the students at Central and Alpine. So we asked, what was your favorite season? And these were the results. So we've got summer in red. Shocking.
Oh, yeah.
I think I would have to add myself to that category.
Probably.
Winter in green, spring is this brownish color, and then fall is this like bluish, grayish thing. All right, so here are the 3 questions you need to answer. How many students said spring was their favorite? So you're going to be focusing in on that little brown chunk. Which season did most people prefer? And this one is a tough one. How many people actually preferred that?
Ooh.
So the season that people preferred the most, how many people preferred that? It might help you to draw in an actual circle graph and sort of fill in that pie shape and see if you can figure out how many times there is there. I don't want to give you too much help. So try that out, bring it in tomorrow, and that is the end of Unit 4. Yay!